name is Jerry Kroker, and for me, my audio journey started at a very young age. 1961, I think, was the first amp I built. 59 or 60 or so, my grandparents handed me an old Crosley radio, and I ain't been right since. But from that, with support of parents and family, they soon discovered that I had an interest or a hobby in electronics. I began to inherit all the hand-me-downs or the broken old radios and TVs that didn't work, and that's about when it all started. But from my collection of electronics received from friends and neighbors and relatives, stuff they didn't want to discard, is, oh, let's give it to the kid. Started tearing those things apart, salvaging parts, experimenting with some of the circuits, amplifier designs I saw in the old magazines. First amplifier I fired up in 1961, that thing shot sparks. I knew that wasn't quite right, so I thought, well, let's dig into this a little bit more and find out what's going on. So anyway, that kind of pinpointed the beginning of my interest in electronics, hi-fi back then, audio. I loved music, and I thought, well, I'm going to reproduce some quality music here. Thinking back now, in this town there was a radio amateur store, and at closing of his store he was selling everything off. So I took my 3/4 ton power wagon down to his store and came home with, I don't know, at least 2,000 pounds of vintage transformers, and I still have a good cache of those transformers today. Kroker Amps is somewhat in its infancy, but I am not. When it comes to tube gear, I've always felt that I've got that stuff in my veins. Myself, I'm not a musician. I love music. There was musicians in my family. I did get the love for music in the DNA, but at an early age I went the technical route. Instead of picking up an instrument, I picked up a soldering iron and a voltmeter, and so that's been my path for so many years. And being able to work with these musicians directly, getting input from amazing musicians. Right now, I think there's a list of maybe 20 or 30 of them that I've done a lot of coaching over the years. So that's really helped to develop some really good quality amps, I believe. You know, I have a hard time sleeping. My gears turn, and most of the time in the middle of the night, I wake up, my gears are turning, and I'm building an amp. I say, hey, where do you turn this thing off? I mean, it's been doing this for 55 years. You'd think it'd slow down a little bit, but it seems like there's just more and more ideas I haven't tried and I want to try. But hopefully I'll have a bucket list. I don't know what's on most people's bucket list, but my bucket list is there's a whole bunch of amplifiers on the bucket list that I want to get around to doing. So good Lord gives me time to do that, I'll do it.